All right, I'm going to talk about guys and it works. There's two aspects of this. There's a guy working the business by himself, and then there's the hubby aspect, your husband, what he can do and how you can help that happen. So first of all, a guy working it by himself, he can totally rock it out. Vincent, I believe, just promoted to triple diamond. So for a start, every guy has got women in his life. His mom, his sister, his aunt, his friend he went to college with, women in his life. And what he can do is approach them about partnering with him. One of the things people say is play to your strengths, don't work on your weaknesses. Partner with somebody who makes up for whatever you're lacking. So if you're not a girl and you can't do the same kind of aspect in your business as a girl, a woman, then partner with somebody. So he can partner with these women in his life. He can bring you as their sponsor in front of them and have you put the pitch and bring in those women to partner with him. So let's say he puts 4 of them on his top line. He's going to be Mr. Lead Generator. He can use those women to go do parties for him. You know, maybe he's not going to go to a party. Maybe he wants to, and that's awesome. But most guys that I know aren't in that kind of, yeah, let me go do a rap party. So he can book parties and have these women go do the parties for him. They're happy, they're rapping people, they're making money, they're getting customers and distributors. He's happy, his business is growing, and he's at home on the couch watching football. Win-win. That's one way that he can go. He can wear the It Works shirts out in public. People ask, people start conversations over that. He can have blitz cards with him, and you know, somebody mentions something to him about his shirt, or he hands a card to the lady at the checkout and is like, hey, my sister has this business, this wrap thing. People are going crazy for it. Her business is exploding. She gives me like 10 of these a day, and I get in trouble if I don't hand them out. Can I please give you one? And that's a way that he can blitz without being Mr. Creepy, talking to women. He can talk to guys in a way that is different than how women talk. In England, when we visited last year, we went out to dinner with 2 of my old friends and their husbands. And on 2 opposite sides of the tables, there were 2 completely different conversations going on about the exact same thing, the raps and the business. So there's the women on this side, and they're all like, oh my gosh, it's going to fix my thighs. Is it really going to work on my thighs? Oh, look at that picture. Oh, skinny wraps. The woman thing, not to be disrespectful. And the guy's side of the table is all business and numbers, and like that's really smart business, and you can make a lot of money, and nobody else has that product. Like, it's this whole numbers, business logics, completely different conversation. Both sides of the table very excited about what they relate to most, and guys aren't going to have that like, oh, skinny wraps thing, but they're gonna like latch onto that business opportunity and those numbers, that common sense and that logic in a very different way. Women get there, but we get distracted by, I'm gonna get skinny, and men don't do that. So a guy can go to all the guys in his life and have that conversation, and all those guys, they've got women in their life, and he can be talking to those guys about business and numbers and business opportunity, and then they can go talk to the women in their life about skinny wraps. And as far as a guy working it by himself, you know, how's he going to tell a woman to lift up her shirt and put his hands on her? Well, he doesn't have to. A couple things first of all, and this was from Kyla Pentecost. He said, you know what, I see more at the beach. Just for that, I mean, that's true. We do see a lot more at the beach than just lifting up your shirt. It can be done where the guy is on the other side of the bathroom door giving instructions to the lady in the bathroom, telling her to lift up her shirt and how to take her pictures and what to do next if she's that shy. Or even he can just tell her, okay, you're going to lift up your shirt. Okay, good. Now I'm going to take your pictures. All right, and he's going to show her, now unfold the wrap. And now, and he's saying, and put it on your stomach, now smooth it out, and he's doing this to himself, and so that she can copy and do it, and he's not having to put his hands on her at all. And then the other thing is, you know, how many gynecologists are guys, and they see a whole heck of a lot more. Just a little perspective there. So lots of different ways that a guy can get around that aspect of it. What else? Okay, the system. Now that we have this system, which is really guy friendly. You know, a guy can talk to another guy about, dude, we got this system. I don't know if that's how guys talk to each other. We've got this system, and it's gonna, you know, you're gonna lose a lot of weight and detox, and like, it's a very different, more gender friendly conversation than, you know, Bob being like talking to the firefighters at the station about skinny wraps. Not so much a conversation that you would expect to hear a guy talking about. But guys will talk about supplements and weight loss and health. They'll talk about that. They do. So that's it as far as like a guy just working it by himself. I'm going to flip it over and talk about hubby. So you're on board and you're excited, and maybe your hubby's not quite there with you yet. One thing you can do is, early on, I watched a video by Quentin Conway that was really good, just in plain, simple guy talk that is very relatable for a man, that's going to get the message across in a way that perhaps you can't. So crack him a beer and ask him, hey, honey, do me a favor, just watch this. Just watch it. I'm not going to draw you with questions after, but would you just watch this? That's one thing you can do. Don't do what I did and just put it on and crank up the volume and hoping he's getting the point, because that's not smart, apparently. Right, Bob? No. Don't push it. Don't push him to get to where you're at. That's going to push him further away. Show him and don't tell him. So let him see you super excited. Let him see you out rapping people, talking to people, putting the action in. So show him rather than just telling him, you know, don't do the talk. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make so much money. I'm gonna just show him and do it, and that will bring him on board. You know, go up, rap a bunch of people, come and, you know, buy him a golf club with the rap cash, or pay for date night with the rap cash. Buy him a case of beer with the rap cash. Stuff that's going to make a difference in his life is going to get him on board a lot faster than just talk. Show him. What else? And not all husbands support in the same way. You see some people on stage and, you know, like Joel Dunn, and they're doing everything that the woman does. Chad and Nella they both play the same role. Not every guy wants to do that, and he doesn't have to do that to be able to support you. Maybe he does back office stuff for you, or maybe he likes to blitz, or maybe, you know, he just wants to support you by doing more around the house so that you've got the freedom to really focus on your business. And all of those things, he might not be there yet, so don't pressure him to get there yet. Those are ways that he can support you down the road. You can ask him to use a product and give you a product review. Ask him to use greens for 30 days and give you a product review on it. That's a nice way to ask him to try a product, and obviously we know once he tries the product, he's going to be loving it. Maybe he lets you tag you in Facebook posts. Don't ever complain. Don't whinge and whine about, you know, nobody liked or commented, or somebody quit, or how hard is this, I'm tired. Don't complain. Be happy, be excited, be positive, you know, just the same as you're campaigning on your Facebook wall for people to be curious and excited with you. You're not going to whinge and complain there. If you're trying to win hubby over, don't whinge and complain there either. And he can also do things, and this is from Quentin's video, green shoelaces, it works bracelets, just things that will encourage people to ask him a question that then he might feel comfortable talking about it. And Bob, I asked Bob to step in and just say a couple things about what got him on board when I first started, because I don't think they can see you. Just a quick little bit, because we've got like 60 seconds before this is too long. So, go.
Biggest thing would be action. If your husband, boyfriend sees action, then he's gonna.
But what was it your experience? What did I do? What got your attention? What did you notice when I started?
The constant action.
Okay.
You're always doing something. It wasn't just some fad. Join the gym for 2 weeks and then quit. You were in it and you did it every single day.
Okay.
Aside from all the things that happened at Dash and meeting all the people, all that's a whole other story. But that was the biggest thing that hit with me. Was your commitment. You were committed to it. It wasn't just a game to you, something to take up a couple hours here, a couple hours there. It was you were in and working.
Okay, cool.
It was a job.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm going to wrap it up there, otherwise this video will be too long to put on YouTube, and then that'll be a big pain in the butt. So, hope that helped.